And this tunnel actually shares itself with the deeper water growers. So as we come on down this way, these have been outside actually, the Water Hawthorn, because these are flowering naturally outside now and in your pond. But we've just brought a few in because it saves a walk down to that area. But these sit down about 1 foot to 2 foot in the water. They've got a beautiful flower. Lovely smell too.
Does smell lovely.
Yeah, brilliant. And these leaves are out on the top surface, even when there's ice on the pond. And if they get knocked back a bit, they very, very quickly regrow. So this is the first surface cover plant in the pond from deeper down. Always beats the water lilies to it, which outside in your pond wouldn't be as far on as this. But naturally, they are out in the pond now from March to May. So then if we look at some water lilies, you can see the difference as we span between the tunnels, that different colours are out at different times. This, for example, is a yellow, and it's much, much further behind than a pink one I'm going to show you in a minute. But just as an interest point, the yellow lilies often have these maroon markings on the leaf. And in this section, we've got pond water lilies. Now, these are in large 3-litre baskets with clay on top, ready rooted. So they'll go straight down to the deeper section of the pond. We don't keep them to their final depth in the nursery because unfortunately that makes them a bit leggy and it makes them difficult to pack and box again. But we have enough leaf growth there that you know that it's going to do okay. So that's the yellows showing no sign of bud at all, even when they have been in for a little bit of time, probably a couple of weeks now. But if we come down here, this particular variety, which is Mrs. Richmond, given 2 weeks of warmth in the tunnel, is already showing some flower and leaf and bud. So just shows you the difference of different colours, really. That was the sort of point I was hoping you'd get from that one.
Lovely variety.
Yeah, no, she's really bright. Nice red leaf too. So if your pond isn't that big and you don't think you can handle a leaf sort of 2-3 inches in size, we've also got some dwarfs in this area that don't need quite as much water over the top of the basket. What we got here? Well, you can instantly tell it's another one with a slight yellowy tone because there's our maroon markings again. And this one's Poor Harriet, which is actually apricot in colour. So that's a dwarf, and that lives in a 1-litre basket. Again, the clay compost look, all really well rooted. And that's the sort of thing that you'd put in a pond, maybe of about 1 to 2 metres of surface area with about 6-8 inches of water over the top of the basket. Put the leaf back the right way up, otherwise it can't breathe. There we go. So that one was ready rooted. Perry's baby red. Again, trying to show you the stages we go through. That one's, oh, it's trying, but it's very young and it's not really rooted. That one won't be going out this year, but it's here It's attempting to flower vaguely, but by next year it'll be much stronger. The leaf will be slightly bigger, and we'll get it rooted for you before it goes out. So those are dwarfs. Now I probably have to walk backwards now, do I?
Sorry.
A bit of a game. Right, okay, so we've gone from pond water lilies, big depth, to dwarf lilies, that sort of amount of water over the top, and into miniatures. Let's find a little hellbowler. That's the sort of thing that you might receive now as a miniature hellbowler, called a pygmy water lily, and they really, really are. Again, that's the little yellow one. Now, this one's a bit more mature. It's the little white one. Actually, you probably aren't getting scale very well because I know Danny's zooming in. Let's lift that one. And what happens if we drop that in there, Danny? Can we see the comparison between the two?
Oh, yes, you can see the difference in size there.
Literally, the pygmy leaf is about 1 inch across. That's that one. And this one's one of our bigger pond water lily leaves. And straight away, I mean, this pygmy will never take over a pond. It'll probably never get bigger than a side plate. And this Gladstoniana leaf here could be probably side plate size on its own, never mind the scale of the whole plant. So maybe that actually gives quite a nice comparison of scale, because it's all very well lifting things individually, but it doesn't really give an idea of the difference, the range.
Very varied sizes.
Yeah, because the point is, of course, that you put him in the shallower water again. He can't go in that big tank. Just make sure the leaf is all floating the right way and sitting on the top of the water. Yeah, so just trying to show you, you know, as much as we can about the different things that that we have available, really, and the different ways that we keep them in the nursery. Because as hello, she's moving. As we move around, you'll see that we try and keep the plants as much as possible in the sort of similar conditions to how they will be when they go to you.